Right, we are live.
Let's go. Bolt Bros. Let's go. Kyle had to put his shades on, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's going on here?
He wasn't ready.
He's got two wooden eyes, guys. Just so you know. So,
The two glass eyes.
So how was prison in Cabo there, Kyle? Was that exciting? You indecent exposure on the beaches down there?
Yeah. It was pretty
bad.
nice. Like if you think the restrooms are bad in the restaurants there, you should try the prisons. Yeah, it's crazy. yeah.
But he got out. Trump made some calls. It did make news, so you might check the news streams here. What's any little information? It's exciting. Yeah. We got these trade wars with Mexico, so
That's right.
So it got a little dicey, but he got back. I'm kind of surprised he didn't shave your beard, but oh well, it is what it is.
It makes it seem like a longer period of time that he was in there.
Yeah.
A longer beard, kind of thing.
It is a little bit longer, that's for sure. There's some gray hairs that grew, but I trimmed those things out. So
that's right. That's right.
All that stress. Yeah.
That's wisdom, baby. That's wisdom. That's what gray hairs are. Wisdom, baby.
That's right.
Wisdom.
So we're going to talk a little bit about the draft, and we'll maybe do a little mock draft if we have time at the end here as well, too. So should be a good video for you guys.
Yeah, bottom line, we're going to just do kind of a deep dive a little bit on the depth chart, talk about kind of prioritizing players for the need of the team currently right now, and then obviously that mock draft, too. So we might want to just try to jump into it. Kind of a shorter, deal in general for this, but I did want to throw out, and this is golf, obviously. I don't care about golf by any means. But at Augusta, man, goodness gracious, look at the prices of food out there, guys. Like, this is crazy.
That's cheap.
SoFi, you won't even get a napkin for these prices.
Yep.
No joke, dude. It's crazy,
That's
dude.
crazy.
I would be out there getting me
Georgia pecan caramel popcorn. That sounds pretty amazing.
That's exactly what I was looking at. And that
Georgia
ice cream
sandwich. What is
Good
that?
night. Good night. I will take that, man. And what about a pork barbecue sandwich there? $3.
Hey,
bro, can't go wrong with that, dude. But hey, we can talk about our menu. We got $10. What you gonna get? So let's just go ahead and get the intro going, so then we can talk about that. How about that?
There you go. Yeah,
I'm hungry.
All right, guys. Hey, let's get into it.
Bolt Bros. Let's go.
Here, man. You watching the Bolt Bros podcast. Stay tuned.
Shout blue dreams, stadium lights gleam. Bolt Bros on the beat, lead stream. Chargers rocking speeds, Sonic supreme. From the podcast to the field, we're a team. Charged up, Bolt Bros on the night. LA Thunder in electric delight. Bolts in the battle, sparking bright. Charged up, ride the lightning, feel the fright.
Okay.
Here we go.
All righty, guys. Plenty to discuss, though. It should be good time here. James,
I got my food order in. Did you get my food order? I got it in though. So yeah.
Ooh, here we go, man. It's running all slow on me. Here we go.
Yeah.
Food order, man. We man, for $10, dude, I'd go with a
pork barbecue, dude. That sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's good. I mean, what about a club sandwich for $3, dude? Like Masters Club, dude. Like, come on now.
Shoot.
Jeez Louise. You gotta get some soft drink or some drink or something like that. Whatever you want.
I'm curious what a crow's nest is, though. It's like it's even got a different text on it, so it's got to be special.
Yeah, it's a good call, dude. I don't even know what that even is.
I'm sure it's alcoholic beverage, but
yeah, probably it's $6, so it's got to be.
Yeah.
Crow's nest. Maybe got a little egg in there or something like that with little tree or something in there. I don't know, dude. Like
hard boiled egg or something like that in there.
There you go. There you go. A marinated hard boiled egg in there, dude. I don't know.
Goober Jock says hash browns with an egg inside. Ooh. But it's a beverage, so that sounds like a really weird beverage if that's the case. Right, that's a terrible beverage.
Weird thing there, dude. But yeah, I mean, I know for a fact I'm getting that Georgia pecan caramel popcorn and that Georgia peach ice cream sandwich. That's for show.
Yep,
$5, easy
peasy. That's what's up.
But great stuff, dude. I'd love to be able to see prices like that at the stadium. And the crazy thing is, the Falcons Stadium in Atlanta has prices very similar to this too. It's always super cheap for them and everything too. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's so fun. Needs to get better. It's too expensive there, man. That's why you got to hit up the tailgate before you go into the game.
Yep.
Let's go.
Thunder
Let's go.
Alley,
Taco about it.
That's right, dude. Thunder Alley, hook you up right, dude. Get you going right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Great stuff,
Ham and cheese
dude.
on rye. Oof. It does sound pretty good, dude. I'm
good,
pretty good. I'm pretty good. You know, James is a pretty good cook. Kyle can't cook anything. So
you don't know, man. You don't know nothing.
Serious, dude.
I mean,
That's
come on.
Okay, I guess you're not invited to my house for dinner tonight, then. That's
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Is that how it is?
Man.
All right. Okay.
Man.
Emotional damage.
Hey, I got to get back to that. That's good. I got to do some more shorts on that.
Yeah.
Emotional damage. That's still one of the best.
so good.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Atlanta.
So good.
Okay, so Crow's Nest is a OJ cranberry and grenadine.
There we go. There we go.
Terrible. Actually, it's probably all right. I guess. I don't know.
That sounds all
I'm
right.
packed with protein. That's what Miguel says. You know, we know it. We know it.
He's saying you were beefcake.
That's right.
We're all here packed with some protein right now.
Protein,
dude.
some
We're all
protein.
dude. Let's go. Let's go. I don't know why there's not a protein brand called Protein, dude, and just go full in on the bro side of things.
Don't throw these ideas out here. Maybe we'll have
everybody is
the next,
not an NBA.
We need to make that
you can't do it.
That's our thing. Yeah.
we do have NFTs and cryptos coming out here pretty soon, guys. So you guys can invest in that.
We might have that in that works. That'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Good stuff.
Would be pretty dope. That'd be pretty dope, man. But yeah, we got some good things moving along here, guys, and all that. And I draft is what are we less than 2 weeks away from the draft? So
right.
Thursday night is round 1 on the 24th. So we're getting really, really close for it. So pretty excited, and we will probably be going live on that. I'm actually waiting on some parties too that might happen out here with the Bull Pride 602 guys. I know chatting with them last month, they were talking about wanting to do a meetup party out here in Phoenix area. Probably going to be at the same native Wingins spot too. So Wingins,
so funny. That place is good. The food was pretty tasty there. I like that.
It's not too shabby. Good turnout there too. So that'd be fun to be able to have a bunch of guys out there. So we'll see how it goes. But either which way, I know we probably will be doing the live, reaction to round 1 for sure. And we'll see maybe about round 2 or so. So 2 and 3, I should say.
Hey, so let me answer Elodie's question here. So where'd you get that Black Chargers lightweight hoodie? Funny story. My buddy actually had it printed for me.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so he made it that way. But so it's not official, obviously. Probably could have gotten rid of the Nike swoop in the corner. I was like, I'm not sure why they did that. I was like, way to put yourself immediately in the Nike's crosshairs. I don't know why they did that, but whatever. Anyway, so that's where I got it.
In fact, on that note, I think I do need to actually get a refresh for our merch store and get some more designs up in there. Yeah,
we need to.
There's a couple ideas that I had been floating around in my brain bucket and that I kind of wanted to work on. So I might get the do some creativity things pretty soon.
Brain bucket. You need to say brain bucket.
Yeah, it's my brain bucket.
I mean, that's scary and interesting all at the same time, but mostly scary. Brain bucket. Like, what are we talking about here? Anyways, that's cool. We don't. Nobody wants to be in the brain bucket.
No.
Anyway.
Nope.
Yeah.
Well, speaking about a dude that's got a big head right here.
Hey,
Manning.
Hey,
Manning got a big old dome, dude. That
he
forehead.
does, dude. He's got a big forehead. I tell you what, stat forehead.
It looks like somebody kind of stretched out his head just a little bit more, dude.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
But he's a good quarterback, though. Nothing wrong with that. Was that?
That's a kind horn.
That's
That's an old school car horn.
Yeah, it's like when you're in the front of a car, turning it up.
That's right.
Kind of thing.
They make a combustion engine. Yeah.
What's that? It's a Model T over here, dude, or what's going on, dude? What are we doing with it?
Well, because he's old and he's got a big head. I don't know.
Well, that's true. That's true.
But I thought this was kind of a cool stat line, and you could dissect stats all you want to compare to players and everything too. But I thought it was interesting.
Under half of the interceptions too. That's crazy.
Crazy, right? But I mean, you got to
nuts.
think about when Peyton Manning first came in, he got thrown right into the fire.
Yeah,
I mean, not a good situation. I mean, but at the same side, dude, he was a highly successful quarterback. And really, it's crazy.
Yeah.
At the point of where Justin Herbert and Peyton Manning for their first 79, 80 games, they're almost equivalent in a lot of different ways. And Justin Herbert's even above in a lot of different ways than Peyton Manning. So once again, like I guess you kind of look at this and say, hey, Peyton Manning did win 2 Super Bowls. Well, we hope to see Justin Herbert, even in his career and later in his point, will be able to win a couple Super Bowls. And to be honest with Jim Harbaugh, once again, with Joe Ortiz, I think we have such a great staff that could really put Justin Herbert for the next 5 years plus in a great position to have a very competitive and long Hall of Fame type career. And potentially a legend, absolute legend with the Chargers if he wins a Super Bowl too. So, bottom line.
I was playing softball on Friday and hitting nukes, guys. You know, I hurt my shoulder. You know, I'm a finely tuned athletic machine, you know, so like my shoulder tight. Had some arguments with some Raider fans, you know, and I'm like, yo, guys, your team sucks so bad. You know, it's embarrassing. Well, you know what they said to me? Well, Herbert can't win the big game. You know, he can't do this. He can't do that. And I'm like, listen, at least we made it to the playoffs. Biatch, right? That's
Derek Carr couldn't even get to a playoff game and win one, too. I mean,
exactly.
First one, he was injured. Second one, he had a good shot against the Bengals. Didn't end up closing that out. So, once again, come on, bro. Come on.
Exactly.
Well, that was also the Bengals championship run, though. So, you know.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, look, Herbert's done great. And again, I kind of struggle with stats, like even PFF, all that stuff. I kind of struggle with a lot of that stuff. But to me, look, you can make stats tell whatever story you really want to. 100%. I mean, you could just show the interceptions and like, wow, look at that. You know, Justin Herbert has half the interceptions Peyton Manning's had in 5 years, you know. But bottom line, they're both good quarterbacks. 100%. I think the reality and the real story is that we need to have a team around Justin Herbert. You finally are going to start seeing that happen with this coaching staff. And we actually have some adults in the room finally. Here we go. Exactly. That's right. I hit nukes, man. But yeah, dude, you know what I mean? Just getting old, dude. Shoulder, you know, too much pickleball. Just this rotation right here.
You're not a finely tuned machine now, dude.
No, I'm a finely tuned machine. I still got the skills. I'm just saying I'm just a little banged up.
Didn't our sister say something about Optimus not so prime anymore?
Yeah. Optimus not in his prime.
No, my softball name is Optimus not in his prime.
Yeah, not in his prime.
that's what I'm saying. Optimus not in his prime. You know, dude, that would be hilarious. I if you could fit that on a shirt somehow as my name, that would be perfect.
Well, you know, I mean, because whenever you get up out of the couch, you know, you sound like a transformer, all like.
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's the worst. The other day, I did get off the couch and both my hips popped. Like my hips both popped. Like I was like, "Whoa! How did both sides of my hips pop? That was weird, dude." Like,
I will say this. You know how I originally hurt my shoulder? I kid you not. I was having a dream, and I was kind of sleeping on my right side. And I kind of went like this. I just threw my shoulder out weirdly. And it literally popped out of my shoulder. That happened about 1.5 years ago. Sleeping, I got injured, dude. And how did that happen? I have no clue, dude. It's absolutely crazy.
Anyway, while you're sleeping, dude.
Yeah, while I'm sleeping, dude. Come on now. Wasn't even a good dream from what I remember. You know, I mean, I don't know.
Then you know what? I'm got to get you for your birthday. Then is one of those hover around pamphlets. So start putting your orders in now, bros. Yeah,
I like
y'all old.
Yeah, I'll take it. That's cool. Yeah. No,
I'll take it, dude.
No, like I'm like a fine wine. I get better with age. You know, we've all heard that. You know, nothing wrong with that.
Okay, dude. Okay, dude. Okay, dude.
Miguel says I need the WD-40 that, you know, like the shoulders.
That's it.
Or in the hips.
Yeah.
You know, lube it up. Or you know, like you know, Star Wars, like C-3PO, get the dip.
A nice dip, dude. That'd be nice, dude.
Right.
Maybe that's just a cold plunge, baby. Get a cold plunge, dude.
My
nice
God.
cold plunge.
I don't like being cold. I don't like it.
I found out that there actually is a cold plunge place around here, And
Let's
so
go.
I'm gonna do a video on that here sooner or later. And clothing might be optional on that situation, but just like Harbaugh.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Let's go.
yeah.
Hey, I got a cold plunge right here, dude. I just pop in there real quick, throw on
You
some
do?
ice blocks. We good to go, dude. Yeah.
You
Dude, I got
little
the hookup. I went to Home Depot and they had this perfect like plastic bin that's perfect
Uh-huh.
for a body to just go right on in, dude. Just
Oh,
throw in some water, throw some Epsom salt in there, kind of keeps the water good for a while. Throw in some ice
Okay.
blocks, you're good, dude. You good.
okay.
Boy,
So
we're getting way off.
you talking about
colonoscopy here now
Chris?
too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Dang,
Bolt
okay.
Bros off rails. We were going off the rails here
Hey,
again.
so-
All
dude.
right.
Hey.
Let's get
Yeah.
back to topic here. So goodness gracious. Okay.
You should have watched my show on Thursday because I was like, man, I was all the way up in outer space talking about Pluto and stuff like that.
Apparently he's over here eating space cakes or something like that, dude.
Yeah,
He's
man.
all THCing it up. Oh man.
Anyways,
The colors, bro.
but
Great.
yeah.
Kind of
Well,
interesting
Quentin
though.
Johnston,
Yeah, QJ.
he is listed as a top trade candidate before the draft. And I mean, you got to think about that. Like, we're third year in,
Lots of
an
blue.
inherited player from basically a past regime. You kind of think, hey, look, you got Ladd, you got Williams, you got basically players that are like pretty solid all around. I mean, even Darius Davis did, to be honest, in my opinion, did better with his opportunities than Quentin Johnston
Yeah.
when he got the ball. And so it's kind of thinking like, all right, are we going to go to a wide receiver side of things too? Like, are we going to go a little bit more towards that wide receiver angle? It's not the best draft of 4 wide receivers, but the same side, if you could go out there and trade a Quentin Johnston and possibly move up in a round or basically get another pick in another round that you want to go after a guy, it's one of those things that maybe somebody would take a flyer on him. So I don't know. What's your thoughts? I know Quentin Johnston's not the most popular dude right now in the Chargers, fan system, but what's your guys' thoughts?
I'll give one thought. I just think that QJ, Herbert throws a heavy ball,
Mhm.
right? I mean,
He
he gasses it. Like he
He
gasses it. And I do
Yeah.
think that's a bit of an issue for QJ. But I will say this, those dang gloves that he's got on, man, they are like stick 'em. I mean, it is crazy.
Yeah.
That ball hits, you could one hand catch it most of the time. So he should be able to catch it either way. Having said that, it's a concentration thing. And he said it a number of times. So, he's got all the talent. He just got to put it together. That's the unfortunate truth.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about this as well, before, and I watched the video that NFL Mike said, and I definitely agree with it. That because now we have Mike Williams, and now we got Ladd McConkey. We know that they're like very much established players and stuff like that. But I think by having Mike Williams now, that kind of relieves Quentin Johnston to be that deep threat, that 50-50 ball guy, because that's always going to be Mike Williams at this point, So I feel like because Quentin Johnston is way better in that short route game, like, and get those yards after catch and stuff like that, as opposed to like those deep balls and stuff. And so I think he's going to have a much more improved year now that pressure's away from him, So I think we'll see a different side of him. If he gets traded, okay. I mean, I'm not gonna cry over spilled milk on that, but but I do think that if we keep him, I think this will be a much better year for him because he knows he's not going to be needed to be the relied on in a lot of those tough situations that we've seen him consistently drop balls on, So I'm looking forward to
he had a
seeing
better season last year as well.
Yeah,
too.
no, he did.
Big time. Yeah,
he did.
big time.
He went from really bad to pretty good.
Mhm.
So that's a good thing. I mean, those are all good
Sure.
signs. I mean, it's just one of those things. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and really, we've said it many times is, give him on those slant type situations. Get into where the ball kind of goes to his body, essentially. Those over the shoulder catches, my first thought as Quentin Johnston is always that over the shoulder catch against the Packers 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That he should have caught that essentially could have clinched that game for us, which basically, since the Packers won that game, that pretty much got them to the playoffs later on and actually propelled their entire season from that win to be able to get to the playoffs. So, I mean, and you go back to the other rumors. Is Keenan Allen going to sign with the Chargers? If there's something like that happens, all right, then you start looking at Quentin Johnson. He's pretty expendable at that point. So, but even to say as a 1-2 and a 3 right now with Ladd, Williams, and QJ, and then you could even put Darius Davis at 4. It's not a bad setup. And if you would hope to say that Brendan Rice would really step up his game and really elevate his game even more to make and solidify the 2024 draft even better if that happened.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of like, all right, like we got a pretty good depth situation in wide receivers. So I guess I'm kind of also bringing this up where it's like, if we end up going and grabbing some other wide receiver, or we have guys already on the team, why would we draft a quarter or a wide receiver at a high pick anyways? So,
but the argument is that, well, especially right now, you might say tight end or wide receiver. We're going to do the mock draft a little later on, but probably a tight end if available. But again, I don't know that Colston's going to be there at 22, so we'll have to see how it plays out. But
exactly.
I mean, who knows, right? Again, that's the thing. We'll talk more about the mock draft, but I think that's partially why I kind of struggle with mock drafts in general. But and LOD makes bring a good point. QJ had 8 or 9 touches last year, and that was better than most wide receivers in the league. And by the way, guys, just remember at the beginning, I think it was midway through the season, he was ranked like top 10 wide receiver, right? I just think he kind of finished a little weird, but I think it was also because Ladd was moving up and getting more touches as well too. So, look, like again, it's hard to say that he was like, you want to see him catch everything. I get it. But he's a big dude, man. I think he'll be back too. I don't think he'll go anywhere, but we'll see.
Yeah. But I think just the memory that's the most fresh in our minds is the playoff game. And
exactly. The disappearing act from that game is the first thing that goes back to my mind too.
Yes, exactly. And so, and I hate that's a part of sports is that, we always remember the failures more than the successes. I mean, hey, Michael Jordan even says that, he talks about how he talks about more about how many balls he misses as opposed to the ones that he made. So,
so it's the same with me. I got out twice on Friday, my 2 games, and ticked me off. Only twice, dude. Bro,
that's why.
I was 7 for 9, dude. 7 for 9.
Damn.
7 for 9. I mean, how many at bats you guys get in there, dude? Jeez,
dude, it's softball, dude. Slow pitch softball. We say raking on full, dude.
I guess that's true.
Goes through the whole rotation a lot more than pros.
Well, we only had 11 players too, so it was just so And I was raking, dude. I was just it was easy, no problem. Raking, dude.
Raking. That's cool.
Well, just to give you guys an idea, and I know the next slide, thinking of wide receiver and that conversation of things and everything too. This is the one that always kind of haunts us, and I think it haunts everybody as a Chargers fan. And looking at the last 10 years of 22nd overall picks, shout out to LAFB on this slide, just to kind of show like, hey, look, you can get some quality players at 22.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, I always look at it like you could get like a tier 1 possible player of some guy that might be able to fall back to 22, whatever position that might be. Like to say a Tyler Booker offensive guard, you might be able to get him. You might be able to get a tier 2 defensive end or a tier 2 type. And I'm meaning as in like tier 2 meaning as in second best of that position.
Right.
For like a defensive tackle, defensive end, whoever it might be. But you could go out there and get quality players like Quinion Mitchell. We chatted about him a lot last year in the draft process, and he was very, very good. Won a Super Bowl first year, lucky dude. Also was very high up there on the rankings for defensive rookie of the years type thing too. Zay Flowers is obviously going to be a guy that we're going to compare QJ always to at this point. But you start looking down the list. Justin Jefferson, 2020 draft was ridiculous, and that's where we got Justin Herbert from. I mean, and Bud Dupree's on our team, who's 2015 when he got drafted at 22, which is crazy to look at.
There you go.
So, bottom line, we could get a very quality player at 22, straight up. So it'll be exciting to be able to see where we go and what we go with. Now, a lot of people say, "Hey, best player available," but we're going to jump into some of the depth chart too, just to say, "Hey, we got to prioritize where we really need help on this team." And right now, you probably have a good idea of where the areas that are.
I would say the last 2 22nd overall picks, Quinion Mitchell and Zay Flowers, also went to teams that really needed those skill sets, right? So I'm kind of a believer that it's not where you get drafted; it's the team you get drafted to. I think that matters a lot as well. but I mean, Quinyon Mitchell, I didn't think he's going to be that good. He went to Toledo. I thought it was going to be all right.
Yep.
Zay Flowers, I was like, I mean, yeah, he's a good route runner, but he's kind of all they have, in the wide receiver room. So he's kind of the guy. So anyways, but it's just my general thought. Right. So
yep. Most definitely. I mean, I'm excited to see this draft and see where they decide to go, but let's just jump into the depth chart real quick, just so you can kind of take a look at what we got going on here offensively. Now, we go back to the whole Quentin Johnston conversation. I mean, slotted basically as, a wide receiver, top wide receiver on the team, but we just got Ladd, Quentin, and Mike at this point. And then it's like, all right, Jalen Reagor, a guy who should have made a catch against the Cardinals. And, oh, man, that was a touchdown. And then it fumbled right into the end zone, gave the ball right back to him.
We were at that game, which is so freaking annoying.
That game was such a mess, dude. Once again, we can't. Andrew and I can't go to a game together without Kyle.
Yep. Nope. It's forever. It's forever. Nope.
Ridiculous.
Yep. Hey.
So,
yeah. So it just you just don't even go. You can't go. If I can't go, y'all ain't going.
Don't even go. Don't even think about it.
The one guy on that list though too, Jalen Johnson. I think that guy's a stud muffin, man. He did really well in camp last year. He went to UCF, I believe, if I remember correctly. And then Dez, he went to Louisville, but he's just, I don't know, man. It's weird. Like, look, these are all great players. They have to show out, right? So hopefully, Brandon Rice is getting better and, all these guys are doing better. But, Jalen Reagor, again, just like Quentin, has the talent, has the speed. He just needs to put it together. And, man, he didn't solidify that ball. God, it still pisses me off. We should have won that game. So stupid.
Right. And there was a fair amount of drop passes that he had too, and all that. But if you look at it and you say, hey, do you feel content with the wide receivers right now as say a 1, 2, 3, and a 4 right now? So essentially it'd be Mike, Quentin, Ladd, and Darius Davis. In my opinion, do you feel comfortable with that? And do you prioritize that in the NFL draft? I think it's kind of a tough one to say that I would prioritize it.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to go out and say, hey, look, you can go get Keenan Allen. I don't know how much he's going to cost. He is hanging out with Mike Williams. I know they're boys. Yeah. If you put in Keenan Allen, does it take away from Ladd? Yes.
Probably. Yep.
But at the same side, like, it's about building that depth and making sure that there's so many targets for Justin Herbert and making sure it's not a problem, especially when it matters most. Like, I remember last year, I kept saying, who's that guy that's going to be that guy you could count on when it matters most? And Ladd stepped up like crazy. I mean, even just to go to the playoff game, he broke the rookie record for being in a playoff game, 9 catches, 191 yards or whatever it is, 1 touchdown.
Ridiculous, right?
Balled out, but he was the only guy that did anything. So he was the only guy you could count on, essentially. So having more targets, I don't think is a bad thing. And I mean, even to say, Harbaugh even talked about it. This is good. That was going to be the worst offense that he's ever been in. Will be in with Harbaugh as a coach. So
I mean, but look at how much better this is right here. Najee Harris, Conklin, Mekhi Becton. I mean, just look at the starters in each one. It's all upgrades, and then we have more depth behind it. And so I'm just saying, like offensively, I think we're good to go day one with what we have right there, guys. We have 10 picks in the draft. 10 picks.
Crazy.
So the people who we're seeing on this list: Jalen Johnson, Des Fitzpatrick, Carson Barnhart, potentially, McKellen Castles, Jarrett Patterson, they might not be on the team because of the draft. And so I'm just saying, like, it's one of those things where, look, it's competitors welcome, man. That's one of the things you're going to always see. And look, one of these quarterbacks, maybe Taylor or Trey Lance, maybe the QB1 gets hurt. Oh crap, we need a guy, whoever doesn't play the best, ship them off, and you keep the other guy that's better and go from there. I'm just saying, it's just one of those things.
Yeah, if you look at, and just to kind of go to your point here and breezed over the offensive line, the depth-wise is all pretty solid all throughout. Very, very solid throughout. Now, tackle, I'd kind of say, well, do I feel good about Trey Pipkins as tackle? He's serviceable, but not great.
But he can play both.
Amari also can play tackle too. Like,
but that's the thing about Pipkins. He'll play both sides.
Exactly.
So he'll be the guy either way on either side.
But you would say, as the core guys here, you'd probably say Slater, Pipkins, Zion. I think Carson's going to push to get into a guard position this year too. But now I think the difference is who's going to be the center and where are they going to adjust at that point. But you could say obviously Mekhi Becton and Jamari and Joe Alt will be on the team. Essentially, even that core, like to your point, I think we're set in the O-line. I don't think you need to prioritize that, in my opinion. So Jim Harbaugh will think differently about that, but you know,
we talked about Andre James, and they're like, "Oh, dude, he's a good center, but who's the rookie? The guy from Oregon? Why am I forgetting his name?
Yeah, it was.
You guys all know.
Yeah, anyway, I know what his name is. Yeah.
Anyways, he's better, you know. But Andre James signed for cheap, bro.
Very cheap.
Yeah.
So cheap. I mean, I'm like shocked. I'm like, that was like veteran minimum. I mean, it's like $1 million.
Howard Johnson. That was.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. JPJ. Yeah. And so
I totally missed the Bucky Williams signing. Was he on the team last year too or something?
Yeah, he was practice squad.
Yeah, I don't remember that one. Yeah, so that's awesome.
Yeah, he went to Appalachian State.
Yep.
Nice.
So he was an undrafted rookie.
Yeah, and I think the whole battle that's going to be interesting is the left guard side of things, the center situation, who's going to go where, who's going where kind of thing. And that's going to be an interesting one to see. And not to say, it's funny, I've even seen some guys getting Jake Majors in the 5th or 6th round in some mock drafts.
That too.
Which is ridiculous to think that because I think he's a very good, solid center. Competitors welcome. If that happens, competitors welcome, guys. Like, you know, you got to think long term too, guys. And some of these guys are only going to be here for maybe one more year, and so you got to think the long term also. But I think the part that everybody always talks about is the tight end room, and to be honest,
that looks
my opinion. I think it looks good. Like, I feel good about it. Tyler Conklin fits that Harbaugh mold, bigger body kind of guy, reliable hands guy to get you 500 to 600 yards. Will Dissly outplayed what we asked him to do as a blocking tight end. Still got us 500 yards, give or take. Tucker Fisk, I think, played extremely well. Big body guy that will get snaps as an extra lineman and blocker. I don't really feel like a tight end position is really like a high priority, which this is a very good tight end draft. But right now, on paper, good. Like, looks good.
Well, I think like I said, is that I think we're ready right now with the team we have currently.
Yep.
We don't need any. Well, I shouldn't say. We always want more depth in the draft,
big time.
But at the end of the day, dude, our tight end room is great. Like Dissly and Tucker are blocking tight ends for the most part. Conklin would be more the finesse, catch the ball. And McAllen Castles, remember, we met with him pre-draft, undrafted free agent, and he went to the Eagles. We scooped him up in waivers, and the Chargers clearly like the guy. So. You know, I'm just saying it's one of those weird things where you say, okay, how much more depth do we need? That's why they say best available. Whoever the best available players, whoever's the highest on the board, you just get them, and then you just go down the board, go down the list.
Yep.
That really hurt when I did that, by the way. That was not good. Boy. Wow. Wow.
So funny. Well, even to say the tight end room too.
That WD-40.
Yep.
Jordan Patea too. So I mean, and once again, I mean, is he going to get it on the 53-man squad? I don't know, but if the guy shows out and shows that he could be that guy that could be counted on when the ball gets to his way, like who knows? Who knows where it's going to go for there? But I don't personally feel the tight end is a huge need. Like it does not need to be first round, in my opinion.
I agree.
Second round, I don't even think still in second round, but I know we met with Mason Taylor too, who's a guy that fits, my opinion, perfectly to what Harbaugh likes. 260 type tight end, big tight end, just a guy who could be a bulldozer, good at blocking, will get better at blocking. But I don't think it's a huge area of need. I mean, quarterback wise, we're not even needing to talk about that area at all because we're good there.
Yeah. We got Trey Lance now, so we're set.
Yeah, we're totally set. And Taylor and Taylor Henneke is a reliable heart kind of player guy, and I like him too. Yeah. I think he's a very solid guy. But to me, the running back room is the one that I'd feel you need to find one more guy.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that.
Like, because I mean, Hassan Haskins had his time. I think he got that one little shovel pass that ended up being a touchdown. I think it was against the Bengals. I want to say that was like a pretty good play, but he's not like a really like lightning type player that's going to go out there and be that fast guy, that Sonic to the Knuckles kind of situation that the Lions have pretty much at this point.
Sonic to Knuckles. What are you talking about?
Sonic to Knuckles, baby.
Come on, dude.
Yep.
I don't even know what
dude.
you're saying. I don't even know. I don't get it.
Yeah, dude. You know Sega Genesis, bro. Come on, dude. Come
Hey
on,
man,
dude.
hey man.
You're clearly hanging out with young kids, James.
Dude, hey,
Mhm.
well, that's what the Lions call their squad, dude. They call
Oh,
them
that's true. Okay,
Sega
that's a good
Knuckles,
point.
dude.
Good point. So I got
So Kamani Vidal, I don't know if he's that guy, but he's good. He's a good player. Jared Patterson, I think, is a good player. I wouldn't say he's that guy. That's if I'm going to prioritize first 3 rounds, I would probably say running back could be in that kind of zone, which this is a very, very heavy running back draft, by the way, too. And there's a lot of really good players in this draft for running back. So
very good player. So it's like
very good.
So but that's kind of nice for the Chargers, right? Because you can get a tight end easily second, third round, easily get a running back second, third round.
Yep.
But you could get a best available player
On the offensive
whomever,
side,
dude. Anywhere or the defensive side, whoever you think is best. You know, so I think it's whoever's ranked the highest are just going to go with them.
Yep, I agree. Like I think that's really what it is, and I mean, fullback's not even a topic of discussion. Scott Matlock will be that guy. It's crazy. I think I saw that he had like almost, I think it was either 900 or 800 snaps last year as a player, defensively, special teams, and fullback. The guy was on the field a lot. And in contrast, Justin Herbert had 1,101 snaps all last year. So kind of crazy. Matlock got a lot of work, and to be that two-way type player kind of guy is crazy. Just to even throw it out there, that whole Travis Hunter thing of him wanting to be a wide receiver cornerback, I think that's ridiculous. That's gonna burn that dude's body out quickly.
Oh yeah, for sure.
1 year.
Oh yeah.
Well, we got a super chat from Aether.
Oh,
Aether, what's up, my guy? Let's go, my baby.
You get to read the super chat.
Oh yeah, this is for James.
This one's for me, dude. Let's go.
Aether's baby here, James.
That's right, dude.
Yeah.
So
James, my baby.
He's got it. Yeah, he should have added it as James, my baby, in the front of that.
Yeah, he should have. He should have. Come on.
My Chargers draft picks: round 1, Kenneth Grant, defensive tackle.
He's solid.
Round 2, Chargers move up to get Taylor, so Mason Taylor. And I think, to be honest, he might be able to fall on the back end of the round 2, but that's my thoughts. Round 3, we get Martinez. What's your thought? Martinez. Which guy's Martinez?
Yeah, I can't remember Martinez. Someone's talked about him again as well too. Let's see here.
And the Damian Martinez from Miami.
Yeah, that's gonna be it.
Miami's got some guys out there. I would probably say Martinez is a good back. He only had 159 carries last year, 1,002 yards, 10 touchdowns, averaged 6.3 yards per carry.
232. He's a big boy, dude.
He's a big guy, which I mean, he can't. Man, that's putting 2 big bruiser backs in the backfield because Najee's not a small dude by any means, too. I mean, he could be in that 240, 235 type range kind of guy, too. So
yeah, let me show you Martinez here. I have him on the NFL Draft Buzz.
Physicality.
So we're doing extra work for you today, Aether.
That's right, dude. We're working that for
we're working for you, buddy.
Let's go.
We're working for you, buddy. Yeah, but Martinez. Here we go. He is 14th ranked. Yeah, but dude, he's a big dude. Look at this. Where's he at here? It's just 317 or 217. That's crazy.
Dang,
it's
317 for a running back would be nuts.
it said bigger. When I go back here, 232. Typo. Come on, man. Come on, dude. What's going on? They got to get their stuff together here, guys. Come on. But I mean, anyways, I mean, he's a gap. The reason why he's probably suggesting is he's a gap runner. So, and that's really what we run.
Sure.
We run a lot of gaps. So makes sense.
Hit them
holes.
The one thing that I kind of am looking at, and even to say when Najee Harris got picked up, I was like, why did they pick him up? Okay, size-wise is one thing, too. He definitely did a very good, ability to miss tackles. And I kind of feel like that's where my head's at with these running backs. Like, you want to have missed tackle type guys that are extra effort type guys. And I always feel like that's the Harbaugh mentality, in my opinion. Yeah. When I Google Damian Martinez in his 3 years as college football, he only had 139 missed tackles. Now, I'd say only sounds like a ridiculous idea. But when you go and you potentially get a Cam Scatterbo at round 3 that had 110 forced missed tackles last year in one season alone, a guy that is a big body guy, extra effort guy, a guy that you could basically put out and catch the ball, a guy that actually could throw touchdowns. If you watch that game against Texas, it's a guy that could be used as multiple different ways as a player. And maybe I'm just a little biased on that because I live in Arizona and I've seen Scatterbo play quite a bit. The guy could be an absolute weapon and a bowling ball type guy. If we're going physical with running backs, that's it. Donovan Edwards is another guy you could throw out there too.
Late rounds
for him.
I mean, you probably, 6th, 7th, just kind of take a stab at him. I mean, he's a big dude.
Yeah.
205. He's a big guy, man. I mean,
205 at 5'11". Yeah. He's more of like a bowling ball, a lot like Natron Means. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ooh, I should wear my Natron Means shirts. I tell you what.
That's right,
yeah,
dude.
that's
That's right. And somebody even in the chat said, hey, I'd much rather have J.K. Dobbins back, which is totally possible.
But he wants to get bags. He wants bags. And the injury issues are the problem. Again, here's the thing. Here's the thing that I've seen too. They are going to give them an offer. If they don't like the offer, great. Go see what you can find somewhere else.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah. I mean, that's where it's at.
I'm sure they have offered him something, but he's like, it's a little low for him. You know? Like, yeah.
Well, but again, it's even like look at Asante. Asante hasn't been signed yet, has he?
Nope.
Yeah, so he's another one, right?
Yeah.
He wants a bunch of money, and so does J.K. Dobbins. And I get it, but problem is you wait longer and longer, especially going into the draft. Guess what? Your value gets less and less.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you could potentially wait to see injuries in the preseason, and then you maybe get scooped up at that point. But then you miss camp, and I don't know. We talk about that forever.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys that are after draft type signings at this point. And even to say, if you think about the Kirk Cousins situation, he apparently has a deal on the table to go to a team, but he's like, I'm waiting till after the draft to see, because he doesn't want to go in another situation where they just draft another quarterback, and then he's like, okay, now I got to play against this guy, and I'm going to be, have a short leash essentially with my position. But his options are running out. Whatever he's got on the table, his options are running out. So
and one thing to keep in mind, just one last thing we talk about, because we're going to switch to defense now, right?
Yep.
Too, James.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We run predominantly zone. Okay, we do not run man defense at all. So the cornerbacks need to be a zone type of cornerback, right? So you look at the signings, we got Deontay Jackson, from Steelers. That's what he does well, right? That's what St. Juice does well. So I'm just saying they're fitting a particular scheme.
Sure.
They are not fitting, a man coverage type of, and that's kind of why I'd like Sauce, or what's his name? Not Sauce. Is it Sauce
Gardner?
Yeah, Sauce Gardner. Yeah. I was thinking something different there. I mean, that's why he kind of doesn't quite fit, because he's kind of like Revis Island, right? You man him up on somebody there. So just saying, just understand that's what they're looking at with all these players. And Asante might not be that guy. Maybe he wants to play more man. I don't know. We'll see.
Yep. The thing is, though, he's kind of a smaller guy, more or less. But yeah, Dante Jackson or Jackson, excuse me. I was going to say Johnson for some reason, and I was thinking of another player, Will Johnson, who's in the draft and everything too. But Dante Jackson fits he does very, very good in zone, and he reads the ball extremely well to make big plays. Now, I do get scared of that type of player because he could let a ball go past him, and then a wide receiver could take it to the house at that point with no protection behind him. So, but either which way, it's an interesting draft all around for this team. And the more you kind of look into it, the more you realize the Chargers have a lot of positions that are already filled at this point. It's all luxury picks, in my opinion, from this point on.
There you go. Luxury picks. I like
luxury picks.
Yeah.
And the way that the draft is being built is the long-term players are coming from the draft. The short-term players are coming from free agency at this point. I mean, we signed what? Did we sign one player to a 2-year contract at all? I think
no.
we did. I don't know if we really did. I can't think of a two-year contract that we give to anybody. But
and again, it's because let's say one of these guys has a good year. I mean, look at Deshaun Hand. Let's say he has a great year, and he's just like Puna Ford. He go get signed up, and then we go get a comp pick for the guy. So
exactly.
Dante Jackson. I mean, look, that's 5. Actually, go back. Did we sign 5 on the offense and 5 on the defense?
We did 1, 2, 3, 4,
6.
5, 6. Yeah.
Okay,
so 6. And then what do we got here? 5.
Yeah,
5 on defense. So Yeah. I mean, well, you could technically say Tier Tart was another signing too, though, because he was re-signed to this team. Was on the team last year, obviously. But the way that I look at like this whole situation, defensive line wise of things, personally, my opinion, I think we need a better nose tackle. We need to find a guy who could be that Jamal Williams that we have talked about since the dude has retired, to be able to find that run stuffer type guy. And why I say that, we had, I think it was 4 games last year and got murdered in the playoffs of giving up about 160 yards plus on the ground. We need to find somebody who could be that dude in the middle. And a lot of those games that where you gave up to about 160 yards plus was, I think, against the Bucks, the Texans, and there was one other team that just Ravens.
Ravens
later in the season. We got smoked on the ground for those games. We weren't able to control the line very well. And defensive line is going to be the point of emphasis for Jim Harbaugh too. I think we need to prioritize the nose tackle defensive line type situation. Now, could that be an edge? Possibly. Could that be more of a nose tackle, defensive tackle kind of guy? Personally, yes. And we got a guy that we could go after who is a Michigan man, obviously. And Aether said it, Kenneth Grant. That guy works great. 340-pound dude, like 21 years old. That would be a perfect fit for that defensive line to make sure that line is secured for the long term. My opinion. I don't know. I want to hear you guys in the chat on that too. Your thoughts, even the bros.
Well, I do think it's interesting. But when I look at this, by the way, just going back to my general thoughts on the offense, I think our defense is going to be solid this year. I think we're at least in the top 5. So, I mean,
Minter is coming.
Dude, I don't like, I mean, you look at all these starters, I'm happy with every one of these starters. Like, I'm not going to say, I mean, we're good to go day one. I mean, I can't think of anyone that now, again, Denzel Perryman has injury issues. Sure. Okay. Deion Henley, if he's out there, we know what he can do. Thule, Mack. I don't know. I don't feel like, we can do whatever we want with these guys right here.
Yeah.
But it boils down to, as you said, put that cherry on top.
Yep.
You know,
that luxury.
The ice cream, that luxury pick.
Yep.
That should be my new DJ name, luxury pick. I like that.
There you go.
That's a good one.
Well,
That's a good one.
The biggest thing is, is there's a depth need in the defensive side of things for sure. I mean, because we did lose Joey Bosa in the offseason.
Yep.
And say what you want about him, he was still a force to be reckoned with on the field. Like when he was healthy, when he was playing, he was a menace. And so losing him was a mighty thing right there. So I feel like if we did get an edge rusher like in this draft, that would be ideal in my book as well. So in fact, like I said, LOD in the chat and myself, we have a bit of a running bet for this draft for first round. I say we're going trenches, and that includes edge rusher. It could be offensive line, defensive line. And he says we're going skill players, so wide receiver, tight end, running back, in first round. So we only bid 20 on it though. So, but
okay,
that's out there. So we'll see.
Okay, we got another super chat from.
What's up, Breeze?
Breezy, what up, dog?
Yeah, sir.
Nose tackle agreed. Need to stop the heavy run game. It would be hurt to slow down Josh Allen's QBC. By the way, we were good in the run game at the beginning of the season, right? Puna Ford, Tier Tart, they did great. But then towards the end of the season, we got kind of figured out a little bit. I don't know if we got banged up or whatever, but I'm just saying we just did not do the same thing. But so I mean, if we could play like we did at the beginning of the season, boy, we just shut them down, dude. It was amazing. But yes, thank you for the super chat on that.
And the thing is, though, like I personally think Deshaun Hand is a very underrated signing.
Yeah, he's good.
I think he's going to be very good. The other side of it is depth-wise, Justin Aboigbe, I think this is the year that they're going to utilize him a little bit more. They wanted to basically sit him down. We've talked about it for a while. But to me, it's just like I want to have that butt and gut guy that's just going to be a rock that's going to demand 2 people on him and could push and control the pocket. I want to see that. And I want our guys and our linebackers to be able to be those dudes that could fill those gaps, which Denzel Perryman and Deion Henley did a great job with that last year, being those Swiss Army knife type guys. I just want to see that. Like, I want to see that. And I feel like it's been a missing piece on this team for a very long period of time.
Yeah, and Miguel's exactly right. Tenderize that meat. You know what I mean? Tenderize that meat, and that's what we need to do.
That's right.
That's right. That's right.
I would be a first round pick, but I just got injured, so I couldn't participate in the
my
combine.
gosh.
You know, so I'm just saying. Yep. What was that? Hey, love it.
But I would say with Kyle's point, though, talking about the edge side of things with like Khalil Mack, with Thule could be a long-term piece. Mack could be a year-to-year type piece for us at this point. It's really going to depend on him. Bud Dupree's on his last year of the contract. If you want a long-term piece, this could be a good time to get a long-term piece in the defensive end side of things. I personally think, in contrast, I don't know if we're going to go as heavy offensive on this defense. I think we're going to go heavier defense from the get-go for the bigger picks. And then offensively, I think further on, we could go with the 3rd, 4th, 5th round type situation more offensively. So I think we're good in cornerback room. I think we're pretty solid. I know the Will Johnson rumors keep getting thrown out there too.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I wouldn't mind having a guy with that. He was essentially supposed to be a top 5, top 10 type pick, get to the 22. I mean, that wouldn't be a bad idea. I think safety room, we're totally set there. We got our core 4, Derwin, Jefferson, Elijah, and Gilman. I think we're fine. Cornerbacks, in my opinion, right now, because Cam and Tarheeb, gems for us in the 5th round last year.
Yeah.
I think we're fine in that room, but it wouldn't be bad to have a guy who could basically put
should add to it though.
That could add to it in depth wise. So I'm good with that, but I don't know. Just my thoughts of where we should prioritize. I think if I'm going to put it on there, I think not in this order: running back, defensive tackle, and I would possibly go out there and say edge. Those would be my top 3 positions of need right now, in my opinion. Oh my gosh. Tillery, he's with the Chiefs. And it's funny that somebody's talked about it, the signing of him to the Chiefs. They said, oh yeah, he's got insight on the AFC West everywhere. And I'm like, bro, he's got insight staying on the ground like a speed bump, dude.
Yeah,
like,
dude, he's a speed bump.
His insight's on the ground, grass, like chilling, dude. Come on now.
He's a dingleberry.
That's
what he is. He's a dingleberry.
He's a dingus.
He's a dingleberry. Anyways, we don't like him. All right, guys. So we got the mock draft here. So
we're gonna do 5 round.
We'll do 5. But hey, here's the thing: should we just have the Bolt Bros do this, or should we have maybe we'll take the first couple of people throwing some names out as well too?
Yeah, we don't want to sit too long on each.
Hold on. Let me restart this. We got to go fast because when it goes normal, it takes forever. It's like, come on now.
Yep.
Like,
come on now. There we go. A little quicker. Here we go.
Jeez.
Hey,
whoa, we went through them. You didn't even pick them, bro.
Oh, you didn't even pick.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, wowie. Hold on.
Yeah, that didn't go well.
There we go.
Graph that I could actually, does it say auto pick or?
No, I don't think it's auto pick. There we go.
Okay, cool.
Your team is now on the
This
clock.
isn't too bad. Look at this.
That's a great trade. I don't know. Do you want to go through trades?
Well, you get Colston though right here though too. That's the thing.
We're giving up 2 picks. What do you mean?
No.
We're giving up 2. We're giving up a.
Oh, and a 125.
Yeah.
That
one's good. That Rams one was great.
We'll reject them. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So if we're gonna go through,
everyone wants Colston Leveland, dude. Come on.
Everybody's like, go Colston.
Oh, Colston Leveland. Everyone wants him.
One thing that's interesting, the Chargers have been really meeting with a lot. Chargers have been meeting with a lot of linebackers too, for some reason.
Yeah, I've noticed that too.
It's crazy to see what they've been doing. So I don't know if that's going to be a point of emphasis this draft. I mean, I would assume Jordan or Junior Colston would basically do a big leap this year with Troy Dye, with Dayon and Denzel. But where do you go from here? I mean, I kept saying defensive tackle is a point of need. Running back, I've been saying, I don't know. Where do you go? Do you want?
I mean, like this guy right here I love this dude.
Echo Buka,
yeah. I mean, I love the depth. I think he's really good, but I don't know. But you can't Colston Leveland though, guys. He's 6'5". Wow, he's a big dude.
Guy. He's a big
All
guy.
right, what are we thinking, guys? Leveland. Loveland or bust. All right, it's Loveland. I mean, let's. I mean, he's here.
Okay, I mean, that's the fans.
I mean,
That's
yeah,
the fans.
you have to
pick.
go. He's the best available. You know, he was
Kenneth
there.
Grant was still on there. All right, this is where I would not do a trade.
Yeah, no trades. All right, here we go.
Travion
Ooh.
Henderson, 100%.
Ooh. Yeah.
Well, but I can't remember. Is this guy Travion Henderson? Man, he is so good. I didn't think he'd be here.
4.39 speed, dude. This guy is an absolute lightning bottle. Like
Lightning
he
bottle.
dude, he's
Lightning in a
dude.
bottle.
Lightning in a bottle, basically.
A lightning bottle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The lightning bottle. What do we think? What do we think about? I mean, I'm a fan of that dude because I didn't think he'd be there at all.
Yep, he's a stud. And he's kind of been slated to be more back end second round. I'm sure you could probably look at running backs. You could probably see Scatabo there and everything too. But I think Travion Henderson is my dude. Like, absolutely. Yeah. Everybody in the chat's like 100%.
Okay.
And that's a position of need. That's a true position of need. Tight end to me is not a true position of need.
Yeah.
But either which way, we're here.
I mean,
we're here now.
I felt like we've needed a stable tight end for this team for the last like 4 years, you know. So it's like, I mean, that would be pretty good.
I agree in that sense. Yep, absolutely. Now, defensive tackle side of things here. I want a big button gut kind of guy if we want to go with that. And man, it's crazy. Elijah Arroyo's there in the third round. That's nuts. I would look very heavily in the defensive tackle position, in my opinion, at this point.
Or edge.
Ooh, Jack Sawyer's there. Just
Ooh, we gotta get that. We gotta get the jersey. We could probably get him in the 4th round.
It might. You think 4th?
Yeah,
maybe.
But defensive tackle, I don't know. What to see.
That Tennessee one is pretty good too. Lot.
Well, I mean, I can't remember. Yeah, he's 5'11".
Yeah, because
who are we thinking, guys?
Marion Norman Lott is pretty good. I think he's a good dude to go with.
This guy right here from Tennessee.
What did everybody say in the chat?
Let's see here.
Kyle Williams.
Kyle Williams.
Yeah, saying because we're going wide receiver. Jorge is all about it. Jorge says Williams is greater than Sawyer.
Kyle Williams, then okay.
I beg to differ there.
We're going wide receiver then, huh? Okay.
Yeah, but again, some depth would be good there too. Two nice weapons for him. I actually think our line is going to be fine this year.
Hey,
5th-year senior who played, UNLV.
Jorge's about to lose his mind.
Yeah, he's like, no.
All
right, you want to roll with them? You can totally roll with them.
All right, we'll go with him in this one.
Yeah, well, he's the best available.
Well, at least on that list.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we'll reject all these. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. See, now this to me is best available. Okay, so can't remember the guy. Okay, we already
see if Jack Sawyer's available now.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Let's see.
Yeah.
Nah, he doesn't look like he's there.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's right there.
Oh, 100% we're going Jack Sawyer.
Got to get Jack Sawyer now.
Just for the jersey alone.
Just for the jersey alone. Just for the name.
All 3 of us could have a Jack Sawyer jersey.
That's right.
Let's go. Jack Sawyer. I like Jack Sawyer though too.
I didn't realize that he got 9 sacks. So wow,
no, he's a sack machine. Yeah, he's good.
No, I for some reason maybe I was thinking of the other guy. I don't know why I was thinking. Okay, well, all right, we're going with Jack Sawyer.
It's a biased pick.
This is heavily biased, guys. Just so you guys know, it's our last name, so we got to pick him. It's got to happen.
If it happens, I call claimsies on the Navy.
Okay, I like that.
Oh, so JJ Pegas, I think his name. That guy has been really slated and really, really connected to the Chargers for a really long period of time. So like Ole Miss guy, 309. The guy, crazy that he transitioned from tight end to defensive line, essentially.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's a guy that could be a really, really good pickup for us too. So yeah, I think this is where you got to really go defensive tackle at this point. Personally, I would have gone heavier at defensive tackle in 1st round, but that's me.
If I had $1 for every time I heard a woman say this to me, he's well proportioned,
explosive, and young.
I'm well proportioned.
I don't know.
That's a really funny descriptive thing there. Okay, so what do we
I know
think?
some of these comments from like
They're so funny.
the
They're
descriptions from the scouts was like, what are you
so
even
funny.
saying? It's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
What are we
He's
talking
well
about here?
proportioned. Okay,
Mhm.
that's interesting. So what are we thinking? Are we thinking Pegasus?
Granddad's just right here though. So if they pick Jack Sawyer and he declines an interview with us,
I'm gonna be pissed.
I'm gonna burn his jersey then. Yeah.
Yep. All right, so we gotta do this guy, JJ.
I would do it. I think he's a really good tackle. He's considered a developmental prospect, but he's a really, really solid guy. And actually,
that's it. That was our
There
fifth.
you go. All right. So what do we think on this? Oh, it didn't give us a rating. I'm happy with that though. Look at that, guys.
Rating, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they were pretty solid. I'd be down.
Heavy offensive. And what I was saying, I felt like we weren't going to go heavy on the first 3 rounds, but I think that's the thing is though, everybody loves those splash players. They love those splash players. And to me, I would not be mad at having Colson Loveland and Trayvon Henderson as 1 and 2. Like I would not be mad at that at all by any means.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because I mean, it also gives now the one argument I'd have with this Trayvon Henderson is that we did sign what's his nugget to a pretty large deal, anyways. So I don't know.
Only a 1-year deal though, so
well, that's true. Yes. Yeah. But I guess what I'm getting at is like, how would he handle it, right? But again, he's going to be the bell cow.
Yep.
But this guy could be, thunder and lightning, whatever, however you want to say it. But I like this. This is good. This is good depth. Because again, I look at our draft. I don't think we have glaring needs. I would say the glaring need would be a tight end and maybe a running back and maybe a wide receiver. Those are pretty much the only real needs we really have. Yes, some nice depth on the edge would be good. Depth on the defensive line would be good too. But it depends on how you want to, play that out. So and there's really good defensive tackles in this draft. So, anyways,
there you go. And Pappy's not going to say it really doesn't really matter too much, but LOD's bet would have been completely won at
Pappy.
Yeah,
come on, Pappy. Pappy,
come on now, Pappy.
Come on, Pappy.
Hey. Pappy's connected to the GM, dude. He's connected.
Oh, that's right,
bro. He's connected to freaking Ortiz, dude. He's hanging out with him for 30 minutes, having a good time with him.
Okay, Adams.
He was right next to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
She could take the wrinkles out of the old robes,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll say this, guys. I really do think that bottom line, it's going to be best available player, whoever that is, whomever that is. I don't truly believe. Again, I sort of struggle with these mock drafts just because I feel like we get so hyper focused on very specific players. We need this person. Look, they're looking at a lot of different metrics. They understand what they're going to do. They might be changing the offense. They might be changing the defense a little bit. They might have different roles for some of these players. There's just a lot of different ways of doing it. But I will just say this. In Harbaugh, we trust. In this entire staff, I trust. I think we're going to be fine. So I'm excited to see what we do.
Right.
Yep.
And if you guys are in Southern California area, for sure, there's a ton of draft parties going on. Like I've been talking, I'm going to be trying to talk about them as much as possible. There's Electric Avenue's doing something. Diehard Bowl Club's doing something. I believe Los Rayos is going to be doing something. Like there's a ton of things going on. I think even Swoop and D Bowl Tailgate is doing stuff in San Diego. Like, look, you name it. You could throw a dart, pick any one of those fan clubs that they're going to have some kind of event to watch the draft together. And I highly recommend it to do that. It's always so much more fun to do stuff with your fellow Bolt fam. It's just, it's a blast, man. So, I know a lot of us have to work too. So that's always the biggest thing. In fact, Andy, I wanted to talk to you about that. What are we doing? Obviously, like I'm out here now. What are we doing here, man? Are we gonna put something together out here in the Utah area? Yeah,
we probably should maybe with the director or something like that.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out.
He's probably gonna do. Obviously we're gonna do our live show, obviously, right?
Yeah, sure.
But obviously I'm probably gonna want to come to your hood for that. So we'll set something up there.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'll probably, and I know Bull Pride 602 is talking about doing a meetup out here too for it. Also, we'll be at the Native Wiggins probably for that one. So once again, we'll probably post up on YouTube on the post of all the parties that are going on, and then obviously next week, hopefully we'll have a consolidation of all the parties. We'll show it off in our show and everything too. So, and I'm pretty sure the Chargers are going to sponsor some of these parties too. So
yeah,
I guarantee they'll be very a part of it. But last year, obviously, we had Marianne Doe jump on the show, being at the one that was in, I believe it was in Orange at the block, I believe, out there. She jumped on our show and everything too. So it's going to be a great time. So I'm looking forward to the draft. And I guess my last thoughts I'm going to say too is I personally feel we have a lot of luxury picks at this point. We got so much depth on this team right now that we could go out and play and be very competitive right now. I think a lot of these picks are just going to be luxury, hopefully long-term picks all around here too. So I'm looking forward to this draft, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the Chargers decide to do. I mean, we've been talking about it for so dang long, and we're banging our heads up against the wall, trying to find some way that we're going to figure this all out. I mean, even to the point of the whole defensive tackle idea in the first round. Some anonymous guy says that the Chargers are going to go defensive tackle first round. Who knows? Anybody could say anything at this point. So I'm excited for the draft, though.
Yeah, I think it should be very interesting to see the way we go. But look, in Harbaugh we trust, in Ortiz we trust. I think we're going to be fine no matter what we do. And
H and H, baby.
Triple H. Yeah. Jason wants me to go down to Vegas this weekend for WrestleMania. And I'm like, oh man,
my goodness,
oiled up men, roll around. Nah, I'm kind of good, but Vegas would be kind of fun though.
Throwing this out there though, bro. In St. George this week is the 250th anniversary of the Paul Revere, ride to warn people about the redcoats and stuff. And they're doing a whole festival thing down there in St. George.
Sounds like a nerd fest to me, dude. I'm good.
It's a Patriot fest. That's what it is.
That's right.
Sounds like a nerd fest.
Red, white,
bunch of geeks. I don't want to hang out with some geeks. No, I'm good.
All right. Well, I'm going down to that, so it's going to be a good
time.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just revealed yourself, Kyle.
I revealed myself as a Patriot. Hell yes, I am.
No, a Patriot's fine.
Yeah.
A geek's another thing. Come on now.
What are you talking about, man? It's like an American patriotic convention. That's what it is. So yeah.
Oh boy. Here we go. Here we go. Oh boy. Yeah, we don't like the British either. I don't like the French. I don't like the British.
Uber Goober basically put out, you want a LARP? Don't want a LARP?
You want a LARP?
LARP.
I got a hilarious story about LARPers, dude. I tell you what.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's so funny.
Hey, I'm all about that kind of stuff, man. I like nerdy stuff, man. I like being, dressing up in superhero stuff, like it's all good.
So good.
You have revealed yourself.
I play video games.
You have revealed yourself.
Hey, I'm multi-layered, baby. I like sports. I like nerds. I like video games. Hey,
let's go.
I'm like a donut hole inside of a donut hole or something I'm an onion.
Let's think about that for a second. I don't
layers.
know.
Yeah, layers.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Yeah,
layers. Okay, that's what you're saying. Okay, that makes a little more sense. Okay, here we go. Okay, a little bit.
Oh man.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we're the Bolt Bros. We'll catch you guys in the next one.
All right, bros.
Bolt Bros.
Let's go.
Hey, what's up? Cameron Dick here watching Bolt Bros podcast. Let's go.